So in this lesson, let's make some additional updates to our website content. And one of the things that we want to do is add a class of selected so we actually know where we are within the website. So when we come into here, we've got three main pages: home, products, and contact, but we don't know if we're on home, products, or contact. So let's take care of that first. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to add in a separate class into here. So this will be class, and we're just going to call it selected. So save that, and so now we've got our live view here, and so we've got a class of selected. Just going to remove that S there that was hanging in there. Going back down to our content area, so this has to do with the colors of our navigation. So I can see that I've got this hover over here. So maybe what I want to do is add in a second one that will just be a selected and just comma separate it so that we don't really have to create a second set of properties here, because whichever one is selected, we just want them to be highlighted in this type of way. So this is how you add in that selected. And then of course for every web page we're going to need to specify which one is the selected one. So there is a JavaScript, a jQuery trick as well to do that. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the upcoming lesson. And of course, if you don't want to use JavaScript or jQuery, then you can just go ahead and every page, so we can create, instead of index.html, we can save it as, and then we can have another page and we can call this one about.html and save this one as, I think we had products, so and then now we can actually link to it. So I should have actually called this contact, but let's do it this way. So we've got the about, we've got products.html, and we've got our index.html. So that's our main page. So now whenever we flip through them, that should have actually done this first, but whenever we flip through them, that we can see that the selected should change. So actually on products, the selected should be this one down here. So let me just make a quick update on this. So I've got my index there. So I'm going to make an update on the list items. And notice that we're sharing our HTML page. So this is one of the things that we're able to do here, is that we're able to really easily share that CSS styling. And I should actually update this whole page with the links as well, so I didn't have that in the about. And then update. So this one is about, so we'll just use the about for contact selected. Let's check over products just to make sure we've got the right one and we don't have products selected. So now, and let's go back out to our website and just try this out. I'm actually going to get rid of this responsiveness. So products, home, products, contact, and we see that the selected one is the right selected one. And even when we go back out to our code, so I'm going to hide this because I don't need to see this at the moment, and we're going to go into our CSS and notice that we had wrapper here. So one minor quick adjustment that I need to make for the wrapper. So going into our main design, we originally had our wrapper, it was sitting at a fixed width. So I'm going to need to add that in as well. So wrapper, and this is where we do a max width. And the difference between max width and fixed width is that max width is used for responsive. So anything under this max width of maybe 1180 is going to automatically set to 100%. So we'll notice here that whenever we set this max width, but now we've got another problem where our main wrapper area is pulled over to the left-hand side. So we need to make some adjustments. And in order to center something in CSS, so we remove out the margin and we set it to auto for left and right, and then padding. So this basically removes out the top and bottom, but the left and right goes to auto, and we're going to go to padding, and we're going to add in some padding. So maybe we can do a percentage-wise padding of 4%. And just quickly go back out to our website and see what this is going to look like. So now we've got more, again, in line with what we had originally designed, where we've got our main navigation is 100%, and then as we resize and we hit that breaking point, we notice that this content here has a max width, so it's always going to be smaller, and then whenever we keep going down, it's going to shrink down because we did add in that padding. So maybe at a certain point we want to drop that padding from the wrapper completely and maybe set it out to 0. And centering it won't really matter once we hit these smaller sizes because it's going to be irrelevant on the smaller sizes. So this is something, again, that we could work in, so we don't necessarily need to add that padding here at the top, and maybe we want to add that padding and all of that later on in the bottom areas. So I'm going to just copy all of this out. And add that padding in here, maybe add it in at this point here. So let's see what difference this makes. So we see that now we've got 100% on the smaller screens, and then as we get bigger, as we hit those breakpoints, then we start adding in the padding that we really needed, and we can continue to expand the way that our content is presented.